It's the beginning of March, so you know what that means, right? We're going to look back at the real estate market for February. Stick around. Hi, welcome back. My name's Joe Brown. I'm a realtor with Century 21 List with Beggins, located in South Tampa. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit the subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment. Most importantly, share this with your friends and family who you think could benefit from this information. I appreciate that. I also want to remind everybody that I do have guides that I will freely send to you. You just have to ask for them. So 3 guides. One is called the Educated Move Approach. And again, that's based on my career in education, so the Educated Move Approach. I have a guide for those selling your home and a guide for those buying a home. And listen, just send me an email. My email's in the show notes below. Send me an email. I'll be glad to send those to you, okay? So today, again, just the caveat. When I talk about this market update, I'm talking about the 5 zip codes of South Tampa. So the 33606, 609, 611, 616, and 629. Okay, those 5 zip codes. And I'm going to compare January and February, and stick around because I have some other information and some thoughts, some takeaway thoughts to share about this data. So I'll put the graphic up here so everybody can follow along. And I look, if you're new to this, I look at 6 different areas. So number 1 is just active listings. How many homes are actively on the market in South Tampa as of the beginning of March? And you can see January we went from 191 to 166. That is not a good trend, okay? And that's something I'm going to talk about later. So all of South Tampa, those 5 zip codes, 166. Now here's another key stat is how many people, so in February, how many people say, okay, I'm going to put my home on the market? Well, you see we increased from like 190 to 208. So that's good. That's a good improvement, right? More people are listing their homes. So just what's the implication, right? More people listing their homes, but we had fewer homes on active on the inventory. So look at the days to sell, right? You put the home on the market. How many days to sell? You see we decreased from 7 to 5, right? So homes are going quickly. Take a look at sales then, right? Well, sales went down. So look at active or new homes on the market went up 18. Sales dropped 18. So again, and I use this analogy all the time. If I have sunglasses and I have 100 pairs of sunglasses, I can sell 100 pairs of sunglasses. If I only have 10 sunglasses, all I can sell is 10. So some people may look at sales and say, oh, sales is going down, the market's drying up. Well, if there are fewer homes to sell, then of course sales is going to go down, right? We can't sell what we don't have. And I'm going to talk about that later too. And here's the median price. Again, whether this means anything, because it's really about the type of home, where it's located, the size of the home. But you can see just out of the 170 homes that sold, the median sales price came in at $504,000. Now, this is very interesting. This is the first time I've seen this piece of data, which is the ratio of what I list a home at to what it sells for. And typically it's at 100%. This is the first time I remember seeing it come in over 100%. So you can see it's 101%. So what that basically means is if I list the house for $500,000, I sell it for $505,000, right? That's just 1%. But typically it's 100%. So anyway, so here's some key takeaways I want to share with you. So I have to get my note card here. So take a look at active listings again, right? So we dropped to 166. Go back to July of 21, this past July, we had 400 homes on the market, 400. Since July, every month it's gone down, even to February. The new listings average, we average about 250 homes coming on the market each month. It's nice to see that this past month in February, we went up to 208. And I would expect over the next couple months that we'll get back to that average around 250 homes per month. But here's what's creating the issue, right? So go back here. How many days on the market? 5. When new homes go on the market, it's kind of like a feeding frenzy. Do you have fish or gone to a fish farm and they put food in the water and the fish just swarm to kind of like piranhas? That's a bad analogy, right? But the fish just swarm to the food. That is what's happening on this market. A home goes on the market and all the buyers come in and they get contracts in and the house sells on average 5 days, right? So, and what that means, it's really an indication of strong buyer demand. There are plenty of buyers out there wanting homes. There's just not many homes on the market. Now you can say there's 166 homes. Those will most probably sell because I looked at expireds and we haven't had expired listings in a few months. So it's not the houses may be overpriced, may need to have a price adjustment. Maybe it's the condition of the house, but every house can sell at the right price. Let me share a couple stories with you. I worked with some clients. We put an offer in on a house. They did not get that offer, but then that agent called me back and said the offer that was accepted fell through. My buyers were second in line. So, and he said we had 22 offers, and that was after 3 days on the market. So the lesson number one is if you like a house, put an offer in. You may not get it, but you may get it on the rebound if it comes back on the market. There was another house with a different client. We put an offer in. So, and my client wanted to offer $50,000 over the asking price. She did not get the house. And the agent contacted me and said she received 70 offers on that house. And we weren't even close. That's what I mean by there's a feeding frenzy. When homes come on the market, properly priced, buyers will swarm. Our broker, Craig Beggins, says you cannot underprice a home right now. So if you think the market value of the home is, let's say, $350,000, you may want to price it at $330,000, $335,000 because the buyers will bid it up, right? And that sets the new market. So that is a strategy if you're thinking about selling the home, something to think about. I do want to touch on mortgage rates right now. As of today, which is March 2nd, the mortgage rate is just over 4%, 4.02. Now, if you go back to the video I did just 2 months ago, which is my prediction for the 2022 market, mortgage rates at that time were 3.1. And I said, economists think it could go to 3.8 by the end of the year. And here we are just 2 months later, and it's over 4. So with the inflation coming in, I really don't know where the mortgage rates are going to go. It could go to 4 or 5. It could go even higher. So, and so what's the difference, right? So if you take a $300,000 loan at 4.02, you pay about $1,437 a month. That's for mortgage and principal and interest. If it goes to 4.2, not 4.02, if it goes to 4.2, then you pay about $30 more on that $300,000 mortgage. So let me just say a little bit about interest rates, right? So it's a catch-22. If you're an investor and you have money in accounts, the rising interest rates help, but because you make more money in your investments. And that is exactly why the government raises rates. Prices are going up because people have money and they want to spend the money. Well, the government, by raising rates, and I say government, right, but the Federal Reserve will raise rates to make saving money more attractive. Right now, you put money in the bank and you get what, a 0.1%, if that, so or 0.01%. So if rates go up, then saving money becomes more attractive. And it takes money out of the market, which reduces the supply of money, which reduces the demand, and things stabilize. So that's why interest rates are going up. It's the Federal Reserve wants to control inflation. They don't want it to go crazy. The way they do that is raise interest rates. People pull money out of their market and put it into investments. So that's why rates are rising. Federal Reserve said we could possibly see 6 to 8 increases over the next 2 years. No idea how big those increases will be. So this is just food for thought. Here's the implication. If you are a buyer, if you're looking to buy, now is a good time to buy. Listen, I know a lot of you are scared. You think the housing market's at a peak and it's going to drop. I'm telling you, just because of the lack of supply, we're going to see the price appreciation continue. Now, I can't speak down the line that maybe prices will drop, but right now there's such strong buyer demand, it's going to keep price acceleration happening. And you want to get in and buy the house now before rates go up higher, because if rates go higher, it limits, because of your budget, it limits the size house and size loan you can get. If you are a seller, you're in a tough spot, right? So listen, if you want to sell and you know you have a place to go, then this is a great time. And if the house is in good condition and priced properly, it will go quickly. However, what I hear from a lot of sellers is, yeah, I'd like to sell my house and get that, but where would I go? And listen, I get it. So selling your house right now isn't for everybody. But if you are in a position to sell and you're thinking about selling, please reach out to me, contact me. Visit my website, joebrownc21.com. Send me a message, find out more about me, send me an email. Let me see how I can help you. Let me just talk about the c21.com. That's going to undergo a change over the next week or so. So if you visited my website in the past, check back in a couple weeks. That's going to change, okay? So thank you so much for being here with me today. I really enjoy sharing this information with you because South Tampa, Florida living is awesome.